gym every day. I'm gonna miss summer daddy like boy, don't blow my assist. I got it. Tryna slow down my motion. It's written, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. Me, I'm the one goaded. Me, I'm the one goaded. Me, I'm the one goaded.
What's up, Ramona fans? We're here with another game for your Rams going against the Lakewood Leopards. As you see Anton Bo's stats there, he's been really heating up, now third on the rushing stats. And we'll be facing a really, really good team in Lakewood who already have a top offense passing-wise and rushing-wise, and this will complete Ramona's stretch against DLS, against St. Francis, and now Lakewood, and I believe one more team. I believe Alito, and this will be a chance to go 4-0 against every single one of those conferences. How are you feeling about this game today?
This is for Ramona at least. This is a big test. They're coming off a hard stretch here, and just to have an opportunity to really cement themselves as a top team and a true championship contender here. This is an important game, and expect a shootout today. Both offenses have been getting going, and it should be a fun one to watch.
Absolutely, and news coming today that actually Mater Dei ended up losing to Folsom, so the chances for the one-seed are slipping away for Ramona, but the good thing is it looks like if they can get a win today, the division will be set and they will be locked into that 2-seed, which is good news if you're a Ramona fan.
And a good tackle there, keeping them to 29 on the return, and out comes this absolute nuclear offense here. One of the top in passing, top in rushing attacks. As you see the stats from Logan Morris there, 29 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and 3,600 yards. Just a pure force down the field. And, like I said, this is going to be a test for this Ramona defense, a team typically known for their defensive stance here. As the first snap of the game comes back, a throw over the middle, caught for around 9 there. Kawiko on the tackle. And, it's going to be a testament for this defense to kind of show what they've got.
Absolutely, and speaking of the defense, shout out to Carter Hart last week winning the Player of the Week with his 3-sack game, and I believe his 5 tackles, as you see there, a tackle for loss. Great group tackle by this defense. And this game will not only face 2 great offenses, but most importantly, a very, very good running attack from Lakewood, as well as Ramona, as we've seen Bo, as there's Cinco Moore, who gets the tackle and forces the incompletion, makes it 4th and 2. And I think this team is really heating up at the right time. The offense really looked great last week with the new playbook, as well as the defense looking stellar as they always have, but especially at this point in time, being able to have a defense that can heat up at this point. And, obviously you want to see more turnovers, but they've just been able to hold their own, bend not break, and they've kept this offense, afloat at times when it hasn't looked so great. But here's Kyron Jones coming out for his first drive. We kind of know his stats, 19 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's kind of fallen off the MVP ladder at this point. But nonetheless, still a great season from the sophomore and a chance to lead this team to great heights as the postseason is 3 games away. So we'll see what he has here on the first drive. It looks like he's going to go out of the shotgun. Hand off to no other than Anton Bo. Looks like Lakewood's all over it. He only gets back to the line of scrimmage, makes it 2nd and 10. But how can you, speak about how Bo, obviously he played amazing last week, but just in general, Bo has taken this offense to new heights, as we've seen with the play-action game. As there's Drones, good throw there to Banks, only 2 yards though. But how do you think it's been?
Yeah, when Anton Bo gets going, it really opens up the offense. Ramona loves to go into a lot of play-action looks, and so when your running back is able to play well, they have to commit to that run game, and it just opens up the deep ball here. Here's a play-action pass, and it just gets blown up for the sack, 4th and 16, and a punt will be coming here for Ramona. But yeah, like I said, if Anton Bo gets going, this offense is going to have a great day, because not only can Bo just beat you himself, it opens up Kyron Jones' amazing deep ball to just chuck it down the field to Ryan Williams. And, two defensive stops here to start this game, though, and, maybe not the type of game I thought was going to be coming, but a good stop there on the 43-yard line, and this offense will come out for its 2nd drive of the day.
Yeah, and as you see, Lakewood's not a, team that's going to be making the playoffs at 6 and 8, but still a competitive test for this Ramona team who have faced a lot of adversity this season. And I think they've managed it well. When you talk about adversity, especially that DePaul game, going back and losing that game was tough. The Toledo game, coming back and winning that game. A lot of these games have been really to the wire, and it shows the grit you have going into the playoffs and looking at this postseason. You're not going to have much. You're not really going to have any easy games. You know, all these teams are here for reasons. They force that incompletion. Right now, they're slated to play DePaul, but that can also change. I know they want that 1 seed and they want that bye, but you know, it just proves that, you know, we weren't good enough to get the 1 seed, but at the same time, we were good enough to get the 2 seed after falling to, I believe, the 6 or 7 last year. So that improvement has been stellar for this offense, and defense finally gives up a first down, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very, very good, run this year for this postseason. I think they're going to have a lot better chances. And I love how this team has looked over this season in general, and just how much development we've seen from every player.
Yeah, and as you said, a lot of close games from this Ramona team here, and a play-action pass is caught for another first down up to the 25. But as you said, lots of close games for Ramona this year, and you know, those wins and even the losses, they build character, and that's when you've been playing playoff football the whole, all year. It can give you that competitive edge going into the playoffs. You know the kind of games you got to play, and you know you can win those games already. And, you know, they got to handle business here at the end of the regular season first. Like you said, pretty much locked into a playoff spot. A deep seam ball knocked down. Could have been intercepted, I thought, by Moore. But as I was saying, really just, you know, as they've kind of locked themselves into a playoff spot here, just to continue to play good, clean football. Play action again. The seam again. It's intercepted. Doesn't fall to the ground this time. And Moore makes the play. That's Ace Core Jr. making the play. A big interception there in the red zone for Ramona. And this defense coming up big there. Looked like the same play call from before. Tried to fit the seam ball in, but the defense all over it. Ace Core Jr. with the turnover.
Yeah, we just talked about this offense not having turnovers, and there you see Ace Core Jr., who's been a very, very, very big part of this defense and why it's been so revamped. As you remember, he had the big game against San Marcos with the pick 6 on Ivan West, and then also the forced fumble. You know, him coming up and stepping up big, as well as Trayvon Austin, Kajante Young, all those players, you know, filling in for a depleted secondary that Ramona didn't think they were going to be able to replace. But they made their mark, as well as this man right here, Ryan Williams, who's on that 1,000-yard watch. And I believe he will have a chance to get it if they just continue to, you know, look his way. He's been remarkable, as well as J-Bo, who's made everything easier for both receivers as well as all the tight ends. Life just becomes easier when everybody knows their job and you play unselfish football. As there you see Drones throws out to Banks. Nothing was there. 2nd and 12. Haven't really liked all the play calls so far. I think this playbook has been an interesting look, but I'm glad that they're testing something now before they get into the deep heart of, you know, playoff football. So, yeah, here we see the play action. Drones once again doesn't have anything, but this time he does take off, and he's going to get 8 yards. Really good run there. But yeah.
Coming up 3rd and 3, a big play here. You obviously want to get points off that turnover. A rare mistake from Lakeside here. Dropping back, pocket falling apart. Throws the screen, blown up in the backfield. Anton Bowe made the grab, but the stop is made. And after that big turnover in the red zone, they're going to have to punt this away. Unfortunate there. Looked like he may have had that ball on the deep in over the middle. But Ramona's just going to have to settle the punt here. And, you know, this game stays competitive. But they have to take advantage. Again, you're against one of the best offenses in the league. Your defense comes up with 2 stops. And, you know, you got to come up and you got to put in the work. And you got to get points on the board. Because if you don't, this offense is just going to run circles around you and you're never going to be able to catch up. As we see here, the rushing touchdown leaders, Nakai Owens leads the entire league. As we said, they can beat you in the air and on the ground. And here comes first down. He's got trips right. Taking the snap. Read option there, and Hobie stood up for just a gain of 2. A good tackle there.
Did you see there, Ace Core Jr. and Camden Jones? As you see, they're that's the thing about these corners. They not only can play well in the air, they come down and they make tackles as well. Ace Port Jr. is not scared to make a tackle. He's not scared to make a hit. As you see, Alex Hoffman there makes the sack to make it 3rd and 21. He's been a rising star. We talk a lot about how Carter Hart has been, but he's made life easier for this secondary as well. The way he's made plays, his I believe forced fumble 2 weeks ago, and his fumble recovery, he's had a couple of those. He's consistently made sacks when it needs to be. Carter Hart's 3rd in sacks, but Alex Hoffman has been just as stellar, and it helps when you have a monster like Carter Hart on the left side, as well as having another great player in Simmons. They've all helped make Alex Hoffman, a better edge rusher. As you see here, Morris just going to look. He gets it. Nakai Owens is going to fall down, and it's going to be 4th and 11. So another good stop from this Ramona defense. Let's see if this offense, for the 3rd time, can finally make something shake.
Yeah, and like I said, I thought this game might have been a shootout. But, Ramona's defense is keeping them in check here early on. A good tackle there, rallied to the ball. And, like I said, you got to capitalize when you get the chance, though. And if Ramona can take this lead, get on the board first and kind of, just control the game. You don't have to lead the whole time, but just control the game. Run some clock, run the football, and just make sure you're getting your scores here as the return gets up to around the 28 there. But yeah, if you're Kyron Drones here, find those passes, find the open guys. If you don't have it, take off. But it looks like it'll be Anton Bowe here on 1st down in a heavy set. The snap. Hands to Bowe. Bowe cuts it back, but rallied to the ball. 2 rushes for 0 yards for Anton Bowe so far today, as this run game has just not been able to get going here. As Drones takes it, looking. Throw over the middle. It's caught by Corrant for a nice 4-yard gain there. 3rd and 6 coming up for Ramona, and it's not looking promising here for their chances at getting a deep drive going downfield. Ready for the snap. Drones dropping back. He's looking. Throws. Caught. 1st down, Ramona. Devin Corrant makes the play, and a big 1st down there for the Ramona Rams to, keep the drive going. There's been very little sustained drives this game, and that's going to take us to the 2nd quarter tied, 0-0.
And here we are back again with the offense. You'll see they struggled to get a 1st down, but here they go. See if the 2nd quarter they can get something going now. They try to trips right, motion out Corrant. Corrant's going to get the ball again. It's really shades of 1st-year Kyron Drones going back to his main target, Devin Corrant, who's hasn't had his name all over this offense as last year, but he's definitely had his moments. And, he's coached up the young player in James Hogan and making him a vital piece. As there goes the play action. It's like nothing was open, and Drones is going to take a sack. 3rd and 12 here. Very unfortunate sack. Marquise Owens is going to lay down the boom. It looks like he was coming down from a safety spot, possibly. Just comes clean. Anton Bowe doesn't pick it up in the pass pro. Leaves Drones like a gazelle in the wilderness to easily be slaughtered at that point. Here you see 3rd and 12. Drones going to look. He's going to throw, and he's going to find a man. Unfortunately, Deshaun Banks couldn't hold on to it. It's going to make it 4th and 12. So here's the punt.
Yeah, punt coming here. Just an unfortunate end of that drive. That sack just kills the momentum as this boot is away. Going deep to the 19. A return tried. Shakes one guy off, but he'll go down at the 26-yard line. And, back out comes this offense. You see Nakai Owens. 4 receiving touchdowns as the running back as well, having one great season. And they've neutralized him so far. He hasn't really been able to get his feet going. As taking the snap here. Deep throw. Caught it. A big hit. Thames paid the price to catch that football there, but a good completion gets it up to 2nd and 2. Again, looking here, same formation. Dropping back, play action pass. Looking, throws, catches it. Can he get there? He'll be stopped short, 3rd and 2. Could have been a huge tackle for loss there for the Rams, but they'll hold him, 3rd and 2. Biggest play of the drive so far for Lakeside. Taking the snap, he's looking, throw, completed! It's a first down up at the 40. A huge catch there is going to keep this drive going. As we tick down to 8.5 minutes left on this clock. Taking the snap here, hands it off, met in the backfield, down he goes. Guess who? It's Carter Hart, the big man from last week. Defensive Player of the Week. Gets it done there on the TFL, forcing 2nd and 13.
Yeah, and you can only rave so much about Carter Hart, but I think every team kind of has to make a mental note that Carter Hart's there. Kawika coming out of his linebacker spot makes a sack. Looks like shades of Bobby Wagner for the Commanders last week. Just coming down from his linebacker spot, reading the hole, and just making a play. And that's what I was talking about. You know, this defense and this defensive line makes holes and it makes gaps to make it easier for everybody to eat on this defense. And Kawika is no stranger to making a difference in games. It's going to be a shame to see him leave this season. But here is Lakewood again with a 3rd and 21. This time at their own 28. They're going to motion Owens out. They're going to give it to Owens. Looks like he has some blockers, but he doesn't have enough to get him there. Looks like he gets 8 on that play. Makes it 4th and 13. Carter Hart there to make the play. Here's 4th down. The punt incoming. And, you know, Ramona's been a top-rated team. 3rd rated, I believe, by Jake Murphy. In his power rankings. They've been very, very highly touted as one of the most consistent teams. They've continued to win games in battle and be an impressive team. And, you know, right now they're going to need points right now. So let's see what this offense can bring out.
Yeah, on both sides here, you know, your offense at some point has to help your defense out. Both defenses are playing lights out right now. As motion here is drones in play action. Looking, he'll dump it off. Caught and blown up for just a gain of 1 yard. And, I mean, that's what we're talking about here. The offenses are, you know, your defense comes up with a huge stop. We've only seen 70 yards of total offense between both teams so far. And it's, you know, just goes to show you, if you can get points on the board, you might have a good chance here in this game. And a good throw there, and a nice catch. The 3rd and 4 here for Ramona, but, you know, like I said, you got to get these conversions. It's 3rd and 4. Ramona's only converted 1 today. Motions him out, looking, drones, throws, caught for the first down. A big play there will keep the chains moving. Devin Carrant, you know, he's been the main target, it looks like, today. You know, drones force feeding his big tight end. And, you know, like you said, I've been saying, if you can pick up points here before the end of this half, you're in pretty good shape. You know, both defenses playing lights out as Drones looks to lead this drive down the field. He's dropping back. He's got to throw quick on the screen, and Anton Bowe's got space, and he'll pick up 13 there, and they are finally in Lakeside territory. It took long enough. 4 minutes left on this clock, and Kyron Drones hurrying up to the line here. Drones takes the snap, hands to Bowe, and Bowe is just met at the line again. He has not been able to get going, you know, just in the handoff game. And it's forcing Kyron Drones to have to win this game with his arm. Here's Drones dropping back here. He throws. It's caught. Shrugs off one, and Carrant's on his feet still. Picks up a couple extra yards. 3rd and 3. Carrant with 31 yards on 5 catches here just in the first half. As Ramona is trying to work their way into field goal range. A big 3rd down here. Drones motions across. Drops back. He throws. Incomplete. It's batted away. Banks can't hang on. 4th and 3, and a big decision here for this Ramona offense. Are they going to go? They'll opt to punt, and the end of what was looking to be a promising drive is going to give Lakeside a chance to come down and go into the half with the lead. And
a great punt. Way to coffin corner at the 4. 5-yard line. So here this defense can really make some damage. You've seen them already have a safety. We've seen them get a forced fumble into the end zone. Obviously, Lakewood will not make it easy, but as a team, both these teams are very high-scoring teams. Ramona scoring about 25 points, and Lakewood scoring about 30, as there goes the tackle the line of scrimmage on Nakai Owens. And both these teams have not lived up to any of their projections so far. So, very unfortunate. But, nonetheless, we still have a 0-0 game with 2 minutes left in the second. Here they come out in the I form. It looks like they're just going to try to get this ball out of their side of the territory, and 3rd and 11. Again, just cruising and bruising right now for the Ramona Rams. You see, Kawika just filling a hole and just making the play. That's what he does best. Coleman looks like he gets a hold of him. Kawika finishes the play, and of course you have Cinco Moore just following through. Just really good gang tackling right now. So here we see they need a conversion. Looks like they're not even going to try to get it. Maybe just try to get out of their end zone. And still nothing. They get back to the 4-yard line, but Nakai Owens has been truly neutralized. You see 5 rushes, -4 yards. I mean, we talk about Bo having bad luck, but hasn't been much better on either side of the football right now. And Ramona's going to get the ball with 1:54 and 1 timeout. Let's see what they can do here and it looks like he's going to have a good return. Yep, just at the 42, which is, I think, right about where they were just at. So let's see what they can do.
Yeah, this is the biggest drive of the day for Ramona so far. You get excellent field position, 1:45, and you still have a timeout in your back pocket here. If this drive doesn't equate to points, you really need to go back to the drawing board here as Drones sitting in the pocket, rolling, throws, he gets rid of it, thank goodness. Almost took a huge sack that would have put them way out of field goal range there. 2nd and 10 with 1:40 to go. Drones committing his offense here. Changing the play call. Drones takes the snap. Looking. Throws caught, and he'll get out of bounds. 3rd and 1. They're in field goal range now. A huge play there. And honestly, if you get stuffed up here, you just got to kick the field goal, in my opinion. I don't think you can risk going for it here as Drones with the pass. He's got Courant, and he stays on his feet and gets out of bounds. Devin Courant showing off his Herculean strength. Shoves one man to the ground, steps over him, and gets out of bounds. A huge play in this game, as this gives Ramona a chance still to find their way into the end zone for 7 here. 21-yard line. 1:30 and a timeout for Ramona. Drones takes the snap here. He's looking. Throws. Caught, and down he goes at the 15-yard line. 2nd and 4. They got to hurry to the line here. So the clock ticks away. They've got 55 seconds left. Drones has 3 on his right. Takes the snap here. He's looking. Drones dropping. Loses himself in the pocket. Gets brought down. And the Ramona will call the timeout here on 3rd and 12. You got to think they're just going to take a shot for it here. And if not, they'll settle for 3. A brutal sack there. Put the end to this drive here for Ramona. But Drones dropping back. Looking. Throws. Swatted away. Looked like if he lobbed it up there, he might have had Ryan Williams in the back corner of the end zone. 4th and 12. And just like that, Ramona, promising drive, is going to get held here to a field goal attempt. And the kick is up and through the uprights. Ramona leads 3-0, getting the first points of this game with less than a minute to go in the first half.
Yeah, and a good thing that DB didn't pick that off. Unfortunately, I know Lakewood probably wish they had that, but 3-0 here. We see that there's finally points on the board for either team. Ramona luckily is the one that scores first. And now Lakewood has needs to do some answering at this point. As we see now, here comes Morris coming out. Honestly, at this point, I mean, as well as this Ramona defense has played, you're just rattled at this point. You know, you made it down to the goal line at that one point, but you throw an interception. Now you're just trying to get back to that area. And the Ramona defense has not made it easy, as Kawika, who's already put his name on this game, could have had a chance to make it an even bigger one with the pick in his hand. And that's been so many times this season. He's had maybe at least 8 opportunities to have a pick. Same with probably Kareem Dembele with about 5. And honestly, just haven't been able to make the plays. Is there? Lakewood's going to take a timeout, which should help Ramona here. 3rd and 6. Want a chance to get at least some type of points before they have to come back out here for halftime. And I think the Ramona offense will start with the ball. There, they throw it out again. And who else? Kawika makes this play. Unfortunately, inbound, so it looks like this will be the last play of the second quarter. As the clock is just ticking. Yep. I don't expect to see a snap on this play. Oh, but they do. So here goes the punt away. I mean, we'll see if the returner can get it there. Doesn't. Nope. Nothing. So into halftime we go. Ramona up 3-0. Let's see if this halftime speech can get some type of fire and aggressiveness out of the play calling coming up. Here we are back out after halftime. As we mentioned before, Ramona's going to have to come out here with some fire. Obviously, 3-0 is a lead, but it's not a lead you want to keep against a team that scores 30 points a game. At this point, you're just looking for any type of answer. Devin Carrant's been an answer. And you see there at the 30-yard line. I think you just keep feeding the big man, Devin Carrant. Find ways to get him on the field. Unfortunately, he's not on this play. They're going to throw it. J-Bo was the target. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Hogan. That's Devin Carrant's, the second tight end, looking for the ball for his first reception. Now we have Carrant back in the game here. Looks like they're just going to run a little run, get 3 yards. So here's 3rd and 7. If I'm them, I'm putting the ball in Drone's hands, and I'm looking for a way to get Devin Carrant the ball. Here's Drones going to take the snap. Carrant is going out for a pass. Drones has time. He's just going to roll out. Oh, and just as you thought he had it, he just did it. 4th and inches. If I'm them, I say go. But we'll see what the coach decides at this current moment. As it stands, we are at 4th and inches. Obviously, you're on your side of the field, but I think this is an easy get, especially when you have someone like Bo on your side, on your team. Unfortunately, they do not think the same, so here we are going to punt the ball away. I think we need to see Kyler Jones take a little Jalen Hurts action, just start calling his own plays at this time.
Yeah, just drive stalling out, and a good tackle there on the return, keeping him to just the 21-yard line. This Lakeside offense hasn't really gotten going. We see Nakai Owens here, normally a force, has just been absolutely shut down today. 5 carries, -4 yards. Just, hasn't really been able to do much at all. And he's a big part of this offense, the same way that Anton Bowe is a big part of Ramona's offense. And when neither of them are rolling, it's hard to get stuff going. But looking for a big drive here, starting on their own 21-yard line. And here comes the snap, looking. Throws his check down, it's completed for a solid gain of 7. 2nd and 3 coming up here. And, Ramona's defense has that identity, right? They're tough to play against. They're tough to get yards against. You earn every yard here. And it's kind of just, we've seen it a lot today here. Another throw, a big catch there. Looked like a missed assignment. But the first down gotten there. Michkov on the tackle. And, you got to hope that this Ramona defense can keep playing the way they played in the first half. Because if they can keep that up, then, this game should be within reach. Dropping back here. A big throw, overthrew him. He had him there. Kawika was in coverage. And, a big 2nd and 10 here.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Morris. He's going to look. He's going to throw, and he's going to have a first down. Already over 108 yards. You see there now. So the Lakewood offense looks like it is waking up a little bit. I mean, your defense can do only so much when you continue to put them out there. But it looks like they try to send a little extra pressure. Dembele gets caught up on a block for a second. Kajante Young just a little lost out there. Gives up a little bit too much separation at that point. So here it is on the Ramona 49-yard line. Here's Morris. He's going to look. He's going to roll out. Doesn't look like anything's open. Going to try to find Nakai Owens, and Ace Cord Jr. lays the boom. 6-yard tackle for loss. Ace Cord Jr. and Kawika have been stellar today. Just making big plays on every single facet. Here it is again. Here we go. 2nd and 16. This time now they're on their own 45-yard line. And they're going to get a first down and looks like a touchdown. It's just going to walk in. What a throw. It looks like what would have been an easy 20-yard gain just burns through. Josiah Brunson is going to score the first touchdown of this game and give Lakewood the 3-point lead as it stands. Yeah, it looks like Trayvon Austin in coverage. Caden Jones probably dropped down maybe a little bit too low there. And now here's a chance for Lakewood to take a 4-point lead, and it's up to Kyron Jones and this offense to figure something out. They figured out games like this before. You know, I've mentioned the Alito game. I mentioned the Mater Dei game. It's been some tough games for them. So this is no different. Obviously, you don't expect to be, trailing to a team like this, 6-8. But nonetheless, you got to go out there and you got to go ball. So we'll see what Kyron Jones can do on this next drive.
Yeah, clearly one of these offenses got a spark during the halftime here. The return up to their own 27 for Ramona. And this man right here, Kyron Jones, has to find a way to start getting completions together. Only 83 total yards for this Ramona offense in this game, and they're going to go 5 wide to start. Drones, quarterback draw here, designed run. He'll pick up a couple. They'll give him 4 on the play. 2nd and 6, and that's a part of his game they haven't really tapped into today. He hasn't really taken off. He looks almost scared back in the pocket to roll out. But here's 2nd and 6. They take the snap off to Bo, and Bo finally going to get some positive yardage here. 3rd and 4. But Ramona's been dreadful on 3rd downs today. Only 3 conversions so far. 2 of them on the same drive. So, hoping for a big play here as Drones dropping throws. Caught, and he'd be held short. Looked like he could have turned upfield and got there. 4th and 1. Carrant just not able to turn up. He's broken tackles all day, and this Ramona offense goes 3 and out again. And the big boot here is going to actually pin them pretty deep on their own 21 here. And, Ramona's defense can't do it all. They need some help. They held the floodgates till the second half, and with only a 3-point cushion, clearly it can disappear really quickly. We've seen that already. Now a big drive for this Ramona defense, and a big throw, batted away. Ace-Core Jr. and Matt Van Michkov combined on the coverage. Looked like it could have been picked, but regardless, a good stop there keeps a touchdown off the board there. And here's a run, and met again behind the line. It's Carter Hart. And the run game just has not found a way to get going at all here. 3rd and 12. A big down here for this Ramona defense. They need a stop. They've given up big plays, especially last drive. Dropping back here, they'll throw the screen. Looking, he's got space. Shakes one, but gets met by another. 4th and 7, and a huge stop for this Ramona defense. And what do you need to see this offense do when they come back on this field? What are the keys to success for them to just get down the field and get points on the board?
I think you need to take every play one play at a time. Every play one play at a time. Don't think about the touchdown. Don't think about the next 50-yard play or the 20-yard play. Think for the first play, and that's it. We play this game by every 10 yards. You get your first and 10, you get your first down, that's 10. You get your second first down, that's another. Keep ticking away. Obviously every play doesn't have to be 10 yards, but tick away, and tick away. Eventually this defense is going to wear down. Continue to use the legs of Kyron Jones and, allow him to get comfortable back there. He looks like he has happy feet at times. And I think it's most important. I wouldn't even say you need 7, but if you can get it from Ryan Williams on this play, then why not? And you will. Ryan Williams, first play from not scrimmage, but on this drive, gets a touchdown. What a beautiful play by Ryan Williams. What a great drive. I mean, nothing more to say than that. You come out thinking it's going to be a run. Looks like the defense got caught sleeping, and Ryan Williams can burn you with his speed as he's done all season. There he goes, the man to put them back up by 2. This field goal can make it 3. Beautiful, beautiful timing.
Just a beautiful play design there, and You got one of the better one-on-one receivers. He's got so fast, and you saw it there. Nobody even in the vicinity of him. One play, 59 yards in 7 seconds was all it took for this Ramona offense to come out here and say, we're not going away. We're still in this game, and we're not going to let you just run all over us. They lead 10-7 here, kicking it back off, and is this where the shootout begins? Is this where both teams start kind of finding their groove? We're going to see here as back out comes Lakeside here, and, they're looking to get it back, and, this is a competitive game. You're 6-8. You're most likely not making the playoffs here as he's going to drop back. Looking, throws it down, and stood up again behind the line. But, you're fighting for pride at this point, and you don't just want to give it up. You want to keep the good vibes going, and they're not eliminated yet. 9-8, still very easily make the playoffs with a 9-8 record, but you got to win every game down the stretch. They're not just going to go away. A deep ball kicked off! Again, this Ramona defense comes up big. A huge play by Caden Jones gets them the football back, and the celebration ensues for Ramona. The second turnover of the game, and a big one there. Just looking over the middle, stares it down, undercuts the ball, and they're gonna have another chance here to put more points on the board on Lakeside side of the field. And we see Ryan Williams, 2 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown. And with only 39 to go to the house, look for him to score a second one.
Here's Jones. He's going to look. He's going to throw, and he's going to find Devin Carrant right there at the line of scrimmage. I'm sorry, right there at the first down marker. Gets 2nd and inches. And, yeah, as we said, I mean, timing is crazy. I said we didn't have a lot of turnovers, and luckily here we go. We have 2 turnovers this game, and it's great that you can play clean football. Turnovers is what leads to losses, as we know all too well from last year. Turnovers cost us in so many games. But here's this offense. You see Deshaun Banks with a good catch there. Here's Bo, who's going to have a nice lane, gets it down to 2nd and inches. One thing he hasn't had all day is a good, clean rush lane at any point in this game. But he gets one there, 9-yard line here, 7 seconds on the play clock. Jones looks like he's going to audible. He's going to drop back. He's going to pass. He's going to look. He's going to find Devin Carrant. So here they are at the 5-yard line. And as you said, both these offenses look to be turning up, but it looks the defense of Ramona didn't want to lose this game, and now this offense has gotten with the program. As here's Jones, is going to look, throw to the end zone, caught Deshaun Banks. What a ball by Kyron Drones to put it in there in the vicinity as he's in stride, and a great catch by Deshaun Banks. Look at the throw there. Just watch it again as you see the DB tries to undercut it, and you just realize it's just a beautiful ball only to the hands of his DB. And a nice touchdown, and Ramona has the lead for sure, and a chance to win.
Yeah, that's a beautifully placed ball. DB can't reach it, receiver right in their breadbasket, and just like that, this Ramona offense has come alive. 2 straight drives here. It's taken them 6 plays to extend this lead to 10 points. And, from a team that only scored 3 points in the first half to just come out here and blow this defense off the ball. It's so important. And you see what happens when you're able to force those turnovers and get good field position to start drives. You get going. As Logan Morris here, 2 picks thrown on the day. He's had a rough day. One in the red zone that cost him early in the game. This one here was cost them points. And, he needs to come out here and prove it. Right here on this drive, prove why he's one of the best quarterbacks in this league. Prove that he can lead his team to victory here as they're going an empty set here. Looking across the middle, a good throw there, picks up 7 as the third quarter winds down slowly here. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Motions out. Takes the snap here, he's looking. Has to roll, looking. Again, he's going to try and run for it, but he'll go nowhere. A huge tackle by Claiborne for a loss of 3. It's 3rd and 6 as the third quarter runs out here. Lakeside only has two third down conversions in this game, and probably the biggest play of the game coming up here when we're back.
And here we are coming back in at the fourth quarter, 3rd and 6 here for Lakewood. You got to do nothing but be astonished by how Ramona has played. This team has put up 30 points consistently. A top rushing offense that's been neutralized. The passing offense you've seen has made some plays. Carter Hart's going to bring them down along with Simmons. 4th and 15. As I said, they just neutralized this offense. And like I said, they're trending at the right time. You got a big game against Buford. You get to play the defending champs for the last game of the season, which is a chance to get the first seed. All of these games matter, but especially these last two, to see how much you're really going to stack up against these top teams in the AFC. Obviously, we know how they played against Mater Dei. We know how they played against DePaul. But they haven't gotten to see a lot of the bigger teams like the Bufords and the Fultons. We'll see how they match up. Obviously, there's still Cedar Creek as well in that mix. We've seen them against San Marcos. So it's going to, these next few games are a big test to see how much of a threat this team really is to the crown of being the next EPSL high school champion. We'll find out soon. But here's Kyron Drones this game. He's been surgical, dropping drone strikes left and right. 2 for him today. He's been at a very, very, very good level right now. He's kept the ball turnover free, and he's been able to put the ball in the hands of his playmakers and make plays. So here we go. He's going to go back to the air. He's going to find Deshaun Banks. Deshaun Banks, he's going to go down at the 17-yard line. As I said, he's getting in his groove now. It looks like it's him playing routes on air at this point. He's making plays, and he's just dicing this defense.
Yeah, and this is what Kyron Drones can be. Another beautifully played ball. Banks just gets hawked down on this route. If that's Ryan Williams, I hate to say it, that's probably to the crib. But, it's good to see Kyron come out here playing loose, playing good, and just hitting his passes here. Back in the red zone again with a chance to really just put this game away. As Drones dropping, he's going to look. Throw, held on and caught by Ryan Williams there. It's 2nd and 5 coming up on the 12-yard line. This is the biggest stand of the game for Lakeside here. They need to hold them to 3 to keep this a 2-score game. Drones taking the snap. He's going to look. Throws over the middle. It's caught. A flag down to the 2-yard line. Williams with the catch again. And they'll call roughing the passer. And, that's going to set them up on the 2-yard line. And looking here, a chance to put the game away. Drones takes the snap off to Bo, and Bo fights through it. Touchdown, Ramona Rams! It's 23-7, and just like that, Ramona has blown this open. 3 straight drives, 3 straight touchdowns, and they're gonna really put this game out of reach here for Lakeside.
And how much of a statement would it be to go against a team that puts up 30 points a game and score 30 yourself and leave them at 7? True decimation after the first half. And Ramona put their foot on the pedal and didn't look back. So truly, Lakewood looked like they were lost after that second half as Ramona came out as an entirely new team. You said 3 straight drives, 3 straight touchdowns. This defense has no answer. Neither does this offense, clearly, for this defense of Ramona, but it has just been both sides of the football playing at a high level at a very entertaining rate. And if you're a Ramona fan, it's safe to say that we've got a really, really dangerous team on our hands. This team has shown grit, drive, toughness, competitiveness, and it looks like the team of last year is completely gone when you look at the difference between these two teams at this current moment. Here's Lakewood with a chance with 9 minutes to go. Game looks all but sealed, but still want to play for some pride, and obviously, things can always change. But here it is. Morris is going to drop back, look, throw, get a first at the 40-yard line here. Clock is now rolling. 9 minutes and 25 seconds at the current moment. Here's Morris with 10 seconds on the play clock. Winding down. Clocks it at 7. Morris going to look. He's going to throw. And gets 8 yards there on the pass. Some very tic-tac plays going right now just for trying to get this team in rhythm. It's tough when your team is down big time, but you got to continue to play tough. And Morris is trying his hardest. He's going to roll out. Nothing's open. Throws it away. Hoffman was in pursuit. Makes it 3rd and 2 here with 8 minutes and 14 to go. Let's see what they can get here. Ramona looking to force another punt and hopefully maybe put up four drives, 4 touchdowns would be pretty cool. There we see an overthrow on 4th and 2 and probably a punt looming. I don't think they're going to go for it. We'll see.
They're lining up here. Looking like they're going to go for it. They need it if they want any chance to stay in this game. Here's the snap. Crack toss. And he'll shake off a tackle for what feels like the first time today. And they'll pick up that critical first down there. And, you know, just with how this game's gone, you see that one-on-one matchup right 1 yard behind the line to gain. And you think it's just going to get stuffed up because it's what's happened all game. Sticks his hand out. Michkov falls right around him. And they'll pick up the first down there. There's 7.5 minutes to go in this game. On the Ramona 42. Looking here. He's going to drop back. Looking. Rolling. Has to just throw it away. And this Ramona D-line has been all over it today. They've got 4 or 5 sacks. Lots of pressures. And the TFLs, I don't even know where to begin with them. A huge motion here. Looks like the play is flipped now. Dropping back again. Looking. Thrown over the middle. Caught for a 4-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 6 here. And, you know, they've already shown they're in 4-down territory here. They know they need to go. They know they need to score touchdowns here. They don't need to pick it up all with one play here as they drop back looking. Pocket collapsing. A deep bomb thrown. Knocked away. Matvey Michkov looked like he could have picked it. But he'll take the pass deflection, forcing 4th and 6. And, you know, there's been a couple of those today for Ramona, just off the hands of the DBs. And a big 4th and 6 here. They're going to go. Motions out of the backfield now. Taking the snap. Looking. Clean pocket. Falling apart. Throws. Caught. But tackled out of bounds by Wika. And Ramona's got the ball back.
Here we go. This defense is really rolling. As you've seen there, bend, don't break. They get down to their 40-yard line, and, I mean, Matvey Michkov makes a play. Defense makes a play. Wika makes a play. All the playmakers coming out to make plays on that drive on defense. And here we go with this offense. As you've seen, it's been explosive after that first half. Ryan Williams has a touchdown. Deshaun Banks has a touchdown. Anton Bowe gets a touchdown. This offense is really starting to click now at a perfect time. It looked like this offense was going to be dull the entire game, but, you know, they went from scoring 3 points to now at 24. Very, very good game for this offense, and what better time to have this breakthrough on both sides of the ball. You see there's a nice run from Bowe. He's going to get 5. Here goes under center. Just going to look to just milk this clock away. Here's 4 seconds on the clock. Here goes Bowe. He's going to get the first. And with this win, the AFC West is just about locked up for Ramona. I think they need about one more game, but with the 2-game lead here, I believe, or no, 2-game lead now against Mater Dei, and then also the 2 games they've won against them personally in the matchup, I think it's all but settled. So that's great to hear. Obviously, you want to continue to keep that 2nd seed, but the hunt for the 1st seed remains strong. Folsom at 11-3. I'm sorry, maybe 12. No, I believe Folsom's at 11-3. Ramona at 10-3-1 at the Carmel. Will be 11-3-1 after this game. They'll be looking. They'll be on the hunt. As I said, that last game of the season will be a very, very, very interesting game, because not only will they get to play a high school champion, but also the 1st seed would be nothing better to have as a Ramona fan.
Yeah, you know, this is the time of year where football gets real exciting, especially if your team is one of the top dogs contending, and, you know, it's fun to watch. And going 5 wide here on 3rd and 1 is Ramona looking. Throw is caught for the first down, and, you know, one thing that I'm really liking that I'm seeing right now is Anton Bowe is, you know, he seemed to shrug off whatever funk he was in, and he's been picking up some good yardage on this drive here, and, you know, that's good for the confidence. You know, you're such an important guy in the offense, and you're having a bad day, just to, even if it's in that garbage time, just really get your mojo back. So hand it to him again, and he'll break another 10-yard run. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. He is so good when he has to be. And so to keep him ready and to keep his emotions just in check, keep him, no, you're good. And to really have won this game without needing to rely on your running back is huge for Ramona, as they'll take this to the 2-minute warning, up 24-7. And, this is an impressive win for Ramona, to make the adjustments at halftime and come out and score 21 points and possibly more here. Because Anton Bowe's going to pick the ball up again. He'll get tackled for a loss, or a gain of 1, excuse me. But, to come out, outscore your opponent 21-7, it's huge for a team that's trying to come to the playoffs, to show that you can adjust at halftime. And the defense just absolutely rock solid today. As Anton Bowe gets it again, 3rd and 6. On the 11-yard line. And back to that defense, you have 2 picks, lots of sacks, lots of TFLs. You kept their best player neutralized the entire game, and that's what really won them this game. And they'll hand it off to Bowe again. Won't get the first, 4th and 2. Most likely a field goal coming up here as this clock ticks away. 25 seconds remain in the game, and just an all-around impressive win for Ramona. They'll move to 11-3-1. And, like you said, next week's the big one. Whoever wins that is most likely going to find themselves with a wild card week bye. So be ready. That game should be a good one, as Ramona, with 1 second left, is going to win this one 27-7. A huge win for the Rams' momentum. And, just an overall great game by the team.
Absolutely. Here comes the last play of the drive, but as you said, couldn't have said any better. Wraps it up perfectly. This Buford game is going to be a big one. As Morris can't even get the ball deep enough. Is going to end the game there. And 27-7. Shout out the defense. Shout out everybody playing well. I think there's no man I can really give this game ball to other than it's got to go Ace Core Jr. I'd love to say Wika, who also played amazing, but Ace Core Jr. would just show up with the pick. He showed up defensively. He showed the tenacity. I think he really woke this team up after seeing how well he played. Great game nonetheless. Until next time, Ram Nation, let's go.